Hello everyone, welcome back to another fun session with me. I'm Sayukta Saxena. This is the Assorted Tile series. I think it is the fourth session. Today again we'll be exploring a new idea. Hope you are enjoying the sessions. Thank you for all your comments and feedbacks. I really appreciate that. I look forward to them. So again today we'll be working on our Zendala tile, and what I'm going to do is first use some watercolor. Give it a watercolor wash. Now you can use either your brush pen or you can use your color panel, or I also have some liquid watercolors. These are watercolor inks, yes, and I'm going to be using these today. Otherwise what you can do is just wet your tile with water and then just use your brush and your panel and just touch. Yes, I have done that before in many of my sessions, just that today we'll be doing it a little differently. So let us prepare our tile first. So what I am going to do is use a spray bottle. Please keep a tissue handy so that if there is excess of water you can absorb it. So I am just going to use the spray bottle and just spray some water on my tile. Yeah, not too less, not too much. If you think it is dripping, it is too much, then just dab your tissue on it a little bit. Yes, and then I'm going to first pick up a reddish color. This is ruby color and it is Brusto watercolor ink, and I'm going to drop it on my tile. Yeah, so you can add 1 or 2 drops like this and wait for it to flow. If you think it is not flowing, then you can just spread it using some more water. That is, you can spray some more water. Yeah, give it that time to just find its way onto the tile before you add the next color. Yes, you can always add more water if it is not flowing, but don't add too much in the beginning. Yes, I think it has found its way. Now I'm going to go to the next color, which is a shade of pink. Yes, so using pink, and now I'm going to drop it in between wherever I see that there is no red. Yes, let it find its way. Again, as I mentioned, if you think somewhere it is not flowing, give it little time. It will flow since you have water on your tile, but if it is not, then you can spray some more, but give it that time. Yeah, you can of course move your tile, have fun with it. At the ends here probably I'm going to add some water. Yes, so that it gets moving like this. Yes, you can also touch your brushes here and there, that's fine. No hard and fast rules here. And then let's close these two bottles, and now I'm going to use another shade which will be teal. Yes, and I'm going to drop some teal here. So you can see it's not moving because I think the tile has dried up there, so I'm going to again spray. Yeah, so don't spray too much, move your tile like this. So let it now flow from one direction to the other. Just move your tile randomly, let the colors flow, let them mix up, and that's all I'm doing. It's a little easier to do with your watercolor inks. Yes, probably you may not get the same effect with the panel, but you will get a good effect, that is for sure. So again I'm getting it to move. Yes, so this is how my tile looks like after the colors have dried up and kind of flown into each other. As I mentioned, if it is not flowy enough, just spray some water. If there is too much water, just dab with a tissue and take away the excess water. You can always move your tile to make the colors move. Yes, so let's get started with tangling now. So I'm going to start somewhere here, use some organic and beautiful flowy tangles. So I'm using a colored GellyRoll now. This is the Moonlight colored GellyRoll. I'm going to start with a, probably we'll use a lighter shade. This is pink. It will show more. And this is basically a tangle called YUMEMI, which is basically flux arranged around You may skip this center circle if you want. And then just add a little V at the end of these petals and ink it like this. Yes, you can redo the lines if you want. So simple flower. You can also call it the Tangle YUMEMI by CZT Shi Naritomi. Let's add a few more. So I'm going to draw behind. Slowly take your time. You can also draw with your black pen if you want. Probably we'll switch a few pens during this session. The shape is very basic, something like we draw for flux. Yes, I'm now going to switch to my white and draw one more flower with my white jelly roll. Slowly take your time. Draw behind wherever required. And then just adding these. You can just add one dash also, just the way we do for flux, or you can add more of these and thatching. Slowly take your time. Yes, you want to do the lines one more, please go ahead and do that. At times jelly roll takes a little while to settle on watercolors. Yes, done with that. Let us now extend it more. So I'm going to now start adding leaves. So you can add any kind of leaves, probably toodles or AURA-LEAH or meringue. There are a whole lot of tangles that you can choose from. This tangle, leafy tangle, is called AURA-LEAH. Yes, I'm going to add one more. You can add meringue, you can add toodles, whole lot of leafy tangles. You can add jazz leaf, you can add simple poke leaves, whatever you feel like. Just a little zen there. Let's add one or two more. So just wrap around the curved lines along the center stem. That's what I'm doing. The movement is the main thing as far as this tangle AURA-LEAH is concerned. It's a simple tangle to draw, small little spaces in between. Feel free to insert some spirals. They are a nice filler. You can add some MERINGUE, again an aura based tangle. Merge the auras at one place. You can add poke roots, poke leaves. These are pure line based tangles. I'm not doing anything except adding lines. Small tiny spaces in between. Go back, push in some tipples there, like this. Again, you can add some spirals. The tangle PRINTEMPS come handy as a filler. Beautiful tangle to draw. Yes, now let us extend it a little more. So I'm going to add a tangle called EOFER. Yes, so what we are going to do is add a nice petal shape and then add some more of these and kind of splitting up the petal shapes. Take your time. Slowly, yes, you can add spiral underneath. Yes, adding another EOFER now. Again, add these beautiful petal shapes just like lotus leaves. Add some more. You can add spirals here and there. Add some PRINTEMPS like these. Adding some tipples here and there. Yes, then you can add some more leaves, or you can add any other tangle of your choice. Probably we can add some fescues. And then aura it. Something like what we did in the previous session. Right, so these are nice fescues, and then probably you can just add some tipple. Choose tangles that come to you at this point of time. A whole lot of tangles that you can choose from. I'm filling up the space with tiny tipples. Again, going to add a leaf. AURA-LEAH. Yes, I think I'm going to zoom in a little more. This space again, push in some tipples. Small space, it's always a good idea to add a filler tangle. Yes, you can also add one more EOFER here. Like this. Some more petals. Yes, and probably one more MERINGUE. Beautiful tangles to draw. very flowy. Fescue comes handy wherever you want to add some. Again, tangle called MERINGUE. Take your time. Just adding auras to the first line, nothing else. Auras are blending at one place. Yeah, so let's stop here. You can add so many other tangles. Please feel free. Instead of this main flower tangle, you can also add Anuka. It's a nice flower tangle to draw. So let's stop here. What we can do is small tiny INDY-RELLAs kind of peeping in here and there is a good idea. You can also use your black pen here. It's entirely your choice. I feel like using my white GellyRoll today, so I'm going with that. You can very well tangle with your black pen, and that will give it a totally different kind of a look. Yes, just adding some very delicate, it's a very delicate looking tangle. INDY-RELLA. Yes. Now let us shade. So when it comes to shading, you can use your pencil as usual, or you can also use your gray brush pen. For example, if I have to use my gray brush pen, I will probably add some gray on one side under these lines or auras, and in a way it will turn half of my AURA-LEAH blackish. Yeah, so it's entirely your choice. How do you want to go about? So I'm just going to add some at the beginning here. I'm going to add some in the auras here. It's already dark, so you don't have to do much there. I'm going to add on one side of these petals using my gray brush pen. You can use your pencil if you wish. So added shadow on one side. Again, going to do the same for this one also. Don't want too much of shading. We have a nice background color. Let's flaunt it. Let's not add too much of shades. Yes, again I'm going to add my gray brush pen on one side of the petals. Meringue I'm going to just add at the beginning of the lines. Again, as far as your EOFER is concerned, just pick one side of the petals and add shadow, preferably on the same side. Yes, take your time. You can add a touch of black here. It's not exactly black, it's gray. So using my brush pen wisely to add the shadow effect. Or maybe drawing with my brush pen. Wherever I would have gone ahead and added graphite, I am touching those places with my brush pen. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Again, these are already dark, so just have to touch a little. Now as far as the INDY-RELLAs are concerned, okay, as far as your fescue is concerned, just add some darkness underneath. your INDY-RELLAs, you can touch it underneath, or you can add your pencil. Well, brush pens are blendable, so if you want to just touch the water brush, I think it will look nice. If you think it is too much, just I'll show you a little. So yes, I have my water brush here, so you can just wet it, and if you don't want it so visible, then just blur the gray. Yes, so that's the advantage of brush pens. You can blur it since it's water soluble. Yeah, so it will give you the same kind of an effect as you would do with your pencil. So we have not added here, let's add some here. So very delicately just take away here. As far as the leaves are concerned, I don't think we need to do much. I've just touched on the INDY-RELLAs a little, and then we have to add shadow here. Like this, and a slight touch on the stem. Yes, that's about it. If you want to highlight, let's see, we will highlight some of the places. But before that, some craft work. As I mentioned, we'll do a crafty tile today. So I've made 2 flowers like these. Yes, and I'll show you how you can make it very simply. So this is about 4.5 centimeters square piece of paper. Yeah, you can take any size, 4 centimeters, 6 centimeters. So I just saw this on a site, I think it is called SNL Crafts. Yes, I saw it on that site, and I folded this square piece of paper, and then I'm going to fold it further like this. Well, you can always draw and cut flowers of this shape. It's very simple, but this was nice. It was a good idea, so I thought maybe I'll do it this way. So after you have folded it like this, then just draw a curve like this and then cut it out. Yes, so use your scissor and just cut out the cone shape that you have drawn like this. Yeah, and then now when you open it, it turns out it's a beautiful heart shape, and just cutting the edges a little, which are pretty sharp. And then when you open it out completely, it turns out to be a flower shape. Yeah, that's a simpler way of doing it. And then if you have some thermocol balls, or if you have some pearls, or you have some interesting buttons, whatever you have handy, easily available, you can just stick it. Yes, simple craft idea. And use your glue to stick the ball here. Now when you've drawn such a beautiful tile, it's a good idea to add some bit of craft there. So I'm just going to add some flowers on my tile. Yeah, doesn't it look pretty? Yes, it does. So it's entirely your choice. Where do you want to stick it on your tile? One way is to leave certain space empty and then stick it. If you don't want to cover your tangling, but I am okay with covering my tangling, so I am just going to put it on one corner. Yes, because anyways it looks nice. So I'm just going to add 3 dots here, small dots of glue, and then probably stick it. Probably 2 would be enough. Yes, what say? Let's add 3. So if you don't want your tangling to get covered, then please leave that space, or else if you are not bothered about your tangling getting covered, What say? Yes, little bit of craft with some bit of tangling adds so much to the look of your tile. So now the last thing that I'm going to do is add a dash of gold. So I'm just going to add some gold dots. You can add bubbles. You can add anything you like. So as I mentioned, don't be too much bothered about the tools and supplies, because you can get this kind of effect with many tools, right? So you can use a simple watercolor panel. Yes, you will need GellyRoll pens probably, since I have used them, but you can always tangle with your black also, and simple white GellyRoll over the darker portions, and rest of the sections can be tangled with black. And this is how our today's style looks like. Yes, so this was again an idea. Try different things, crafty ideas, combine it with your Zentangle tile and make it look better, beautiful. Yes, I shall see you again in the next session. Have a good time. Bye bye.